So Boruto Chapter 61 is down and in the books, and the hunt for Kawaki is finally beginning. Wagwan everyone, Sanjae Uchiha here, and welcome back to the channel. Of course, today we'll be talking about the recent events of Boruto Manga Chapter 61, or at least when it comes on to this video, what wasn't seen or what didn't happen. You can tell today we'll be talking about Mitsuki and Sarada. Of course, if you do want to see my initial reaction and my review on Chapter 61, definitely check out the live stream that I did last night or the day before that, depending on when this video goes up. I'll leave a link to it in the comments or at least at the end screen here. But first of all, starting off these post Chapter 61 discussions, I wanted to talk about one thing I think a lot of persons are kind of thinking about now, or at least what's on the tip of everybody's tongue, and that's of course the usual complaints of what's gonna happen with Sarada and Mitsuki. What is the manga making the best use of them, and are we getting into Boruto's version of the quote-unquote Sasuke Retrieval arc? And by extension, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on how Sarada and Mitsuki could fit into all of that for the most part. So anyway, thanks for coming. If you're new here, leave a like if you enjoy what I end up saying, or of course if you're a returning subscriber, shout out to you. But overall, everyone, I hope you're having an awesome day. But let's get into it. So Sarada and Mitsuki, when it comes on to Boruto Chapter 61, we mainly focus on Kawaki, Boruto, Ida, Code, and a few of the other new generation members like Inojin, as well as Amado and Shikamaru. We were kind of all over the place in terms of who was featured as characters, but we did not get to see what was happening with Sarada and Mitsuki, 2 of the characters of Team 7 who haven't had the best treatment when it comes on to the Boruto manga. But I think with this whole, meeting of Kawaki and Code coming up, and the powers that be, well, who I feel are going to be predictably showing up at some point with this meeting, such as Boruto and Naruto and Sasuke at some point, I think this is the perfect opportunity for Kishimoto to really push Mitsuki and Sarada in the best direction possible in preparation for the time skip. Now, if it's going to be a case where we're really emulating, we're really, I wouldn't say copying, but we're drawing inspiration from the Sasuke Retrieval arc, Boruto at some point is more like going to step out of the village and pursue Kawaki to eventually bring him back, and of course he's more likely going to need a team, and Sarada and Mitsuki probably would be the best options. Well, probably not the best, but when it comes on to pushing these other characters who should be sharing the spotlight with Boruto when it comes on to representing the new generation, I think this is the perfect opportunity for them. Reason being is because I think Sarada and Mitsuki have been, I guess, on the down low, are in some shape or form been building up some sort of frustration in terms of how competent or how much they've been managing to contribute to the recent conflicts that have been taking place around Boruto and Naruto and the village by extension. And I think putting them in a situation where they are probably going to feel in achieving anything substantial would be the final push that their characters need to put them in a position to be more consistently showcased in the manga, if you get what I mean. It's similar to the Sasuke Retrieval arc where characters like Choji and Neji and Shikamaru and who else was on the mission, and Kiba, were put in a position where they helped out tremendously with the mission, but at the end of the day they did not succeed and suffered like really big losses. Shikamaru, for one, as a leader, as a Chunin, he went through the motions when he failed that mission. So putting Sarada and Mitsuki in a situation where they can get much more screen time, but at the same time setting them up to feel when it comes on to the mission, I think would be the perfect setup for those characters to push them for the time skip, if I do say so myself. Now, when it comes on to speaking about them individually, Mitsuki, as I said, he hasn't had the best push when it comes on to the manga. It's more so the anime that's kind of done him, a bit more justice, to say the least. So I'm just thinking that with the whole frustrations deal that I've been kind of saying, where I think these characters are kind of subconsciously, looking at themselves and saying they haven't managed to really contribute a lot in the grand scheme of things with the recent conflicts, having Mitsuki be put in a situation where he's not able to genuinely help Boruto, or he sees Boruto really, something drastic happens to Boruto on this mission in pursuing Kawaki, and that could tie back into Mitsuki's whole strange arc about, you know, Boruto being the son and all these things. And of course we could tie that back to Orochimaru, and we could basically establish a springboard to push Mitsuki's character from there. No, when it comes on to Sarada, this is going to be a hot take, but I think this would be a nice opportunity for her to unlock her Mangekyo Sharingan. I am going to predict that at some point, of course, Naruto is going to get involved with this whole pursuit of Kawaki, and I'm not saying he's going to die, but I think it would be an opportunity to allow Sarada to see, you know, Naruto get heavily, or at least Naruto and Sasuke get heavily injured, and of course she can use those emotions that, well, it wouldn't be pain of loss, but probably it's portrayed like Naruto is lost, or Kawaki does something to put him away, probably unlocks another Otsutsuki ability like we saw in this chapter, and that kind of pushes Sarada over the edge to unlock her Mangekyo, but she potentially still loses, but at least she has a set of things to actually, to, you know, work towards when it comes on to the time skip. So all I'm saying is that when it comes on to this pursuit of Kawaki, granted, I know it might not end up being as elaborate of a mission as like the Sasuke Retrieval, but if it does end up being the case, I think this mission has the potential to push those characters in the right direction when it comes on to the Boruto manga, because God knows when it comes on to the manga, these characters need that push. And I think Kishimoto probably might be looking at that himself and already has plans in place to actually push. So let's see where that goes. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about potential involving Sarada and Mitsuki in the pursuit of Kawaki arc. That's what I'm calling it, at least. And do you think it would be an opportunity for their characters to get the push that they need when it comes down to the Boruto manga specifically? And just what are your expectations for them, generally speaking, when it comes on to the next few chapters? Because yes, they did have the training session like what, 3 chapters ago at this point, and we haven't seen them since, so I'm curious to see where it's going to go. Anyway, Sanjae Uchiha here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, definitely leave a like. If not, subscribe, or both, you know, if it's free, take 2. So yeah, respect. Hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next Boruto discussion.